I am definitely not surprised that Sean has turned out to be a great businessman, a great civic leader, an active member of our advisory board, and just an all-around good citizen.
Sean's he's a man of honor. He's a man of honor.
Went home that summer, he left the boy and come back a man.
I started wrestling actually when I was in 10th grade, and not wrestled before that. And my first year, I was 2-8, and one of those wins was a forfeit.
I remember when he first came, he was just sort of a overweight kid, you can say.
It was a struggle for Sean his first year. He had to bust his butt and work hard, and yeah, he wanted to just go, he wanted to drive trucks.
Pat came up to me, I believe it was at the end of the first semester, and he said, Sean's not doing very well. He wants to quit. I said, he can't. He has to try this. So Pat said, I'm going to call his mother.
But I talked to his mom and his dad, and you know, I knew he had what it took to be a great engineer, and that once he got through that first year, and then he just...
Ever since then, he just began to propel himself. I mean, we were all amazed.
So that was Sean's senior year, in a familiar position there, pinning somebody.
Heavyweights seem to be different than the general population. They don't panic, just as the time when he had to get to a championship tournament.
We were at the NAI tournament. I was back at the hotel room, and we thought that I had a bye in the first round. So the rest of the team's at the facility, and I'm back at the hotel room.
And a call came in from Coach Pecora, said he's got to get here now. I said, what do you mean? He said, I mean now. I said, Sean, we're ready to go. You got your singlet on, we have to go.
So he hops in the van, he flies back to the hotel, he grabs me, I get in the van, I'm literally getting dressed in the van.
I don't think if we run the light, we're going to get arrested. We're in Oklahoma City, this is wrestling. I said, we might even get a police escort.
He pulls up to the door, I run into the door as they're calling my name. Last call, Sean Isgan, you're gonna be disqualified. I'm pulling my straps off, grab my headgear, run right onto the mat, and they blow the whistle, we start a match. It just happened that quick. Yeah. Yeah. Now, he said, now am I done? You know, and I said, yeah, finally you're done. You know, you could quit, yeah. I have an engineering company, CME Engineering, of which I'm the president. We were involved in the Quecreek Mine Rescue. It was quite an event. When you looked at the site and you saw the pit full of water, you knew those guys were down, you know, underground 240 feet, and boy, how are we gonna get them out? So we started drilling holes in the ground and got an air hole down there, and then started staking other holes to drill a shaft so that we could put this cage down and get the miners out. Everything worked. Like, when does that happen? And like, a perfect example is the day after we got the miners out, I was at the site, and somebody was working on one of the pumps and dropped a wrench down a pipe, and took 2 days to get the wrench out. That's what normally happens.
Yeah, I remember asking Sean, which was a very eerie question. I said, how did you know they were, they were there in that area of the mine? And his first sentence was, well, it was one of the only areas that they could be alive if they were there.
And punched through the mine, and the guys are still alive. And that's the first time we knew it. And it was a miracle. There's no doubt it was a miracle that it was able to come to the conclusion that it did.
But here again, I thought, Sean was just cool. So this crisis didn't fluster him at all, from what I have heard. He just said, all right, here's where we're going to do it. And they drilled. It's quite a story. It's quite a story.